I want to do a bit of a video about the integration of awakening, and this will probably be the first video on it, but it probably won't be the last and stuff as I go kind of more into depth about the subject. It's being prompted by the fact that I met an interesting young lady who had an awakening many, many years ago, which never really, in a sense, kind of fully resolved. And as such, she lives in two kind of realities. There's a physical and then there's spiritual, and one's watching the other. And it reminded me of a story called Collision with the Infinite by Suzanne Segal, who was obviously a woman living in Paris, and one day as she was getting onto a bus, she literally just split into two. And in splitting into two, she then found that she was watching herself from behind herself, and in a sense, the physical body was moving, but the other body, the real, the true self, the spiritual body, whatever you want to call it, really, because it's just terms. Let's be honest about it. Was watching this, and in talks to this young lady, had some interesting discussions, and it was interesting to hear how she had to, in a sense, kind of retrain herself to do very basic things, and it kind of reminded me a bit about UG Krishnamurti's The Calamity, and it made me think I'd like to do a video on the integration of awakening, because when she asked me where I was like, well, I'm just here. It's like I don't watch myself from back there or front or on the side or whatever. I'm just actually here. And what you do find is, and it was something I posted, the integration of awakening is liberation. Normally what's happening is a lot of people are making a big, song and dance about awakening and stuff, and when I wake up. And what awakening is you catch a glimpse of something. Like I say, you kind of pull back the curtain, you see something. Now, invariably what can happen is you pull back the curtain, go through and never come back, and realize there wasn't even a curtain, which is liberation. And you realize it was always here and now. And you realize the fact that you already knew it as well. Or alternatively, what can happen is you catch a glimpse of something, and then what happens is the mind and the ego comes back, and as the mind ego comes back, what it does is it tries to claim the actual event, the situation. So as I say to people, you wouldn't try to grab a kiss or hold a kiss or claim a kiss. It's, you've kissed and it's finished. It's gone, it can't be held. And yet people with awakenings try to, in a sense, grab hold of the experience and hold on to it, feeling that they've seen a glimpse of enlightenment, and that if they hold on, it will stay. And the more you hold on, the more it just disappears and stuff. So you find people who've had awakenings, many, many years ago, who are still looking to try and obviously resolve. And one of the ways that they can resolve is to, in a sense, integrate that awakening and be aware of certain things, like the fact that when things like this happen, it's best to, in a sense, just let it go. It's done, it's dusted, move on. I used to have a young man who spent quite a bit of time with me, and one of the things that would happen is every time he progressively started seeing more and more, he would be like wanting to hold on because it was so amazing. And one of the questions he would ask me was, look, does it get better than this? And then as he moved, he'd be like, oh my God, this is amazing. Does it get better than this? So really letting go for him was a very, very hard thing to do, because it was so awe-inspiring. And a lot of seekers, when they finally get that confirmation, that event, that permission to be themselves, just want to hold on to it because they can't believe it's happened, and the mind wants to hold it. And that's exactly the point where you want to be letting this go. So really, when an awakening happens, it's happened, it's done, move on. Do you know what I mean? Let it go, forget it, don't worry about it, it's done. There's no point harping on about it, because all you'll ever do is live in the past. So in your here, there's just the past, and then you can't, in a sense, move on or anything, because remember, past, present, future happening now. So you've got to honor all of those. Do you know what I mean? So in a sense, kind of move on. The other thing you can actually do is, in a sense, try and return to wholeness. Now, what I mean by that is, try to actually bring yourself, if it is a case of you split, back into yourself. As it is at the beginning, so it shall be at the end. And what you find is, it's a very ordinary thing once it's all fully integrated. That's why the Buddhists say, before enlightenment, chop wood and carry water, and after enlightenment, chop wood and carry water. So in a sense, carrying on what you're actually doing. Now, one of the things I'm doing with this young lady, and it's kind of, in a sense, working and kind of bringing her back into a sense of wholeness, is, in a sense, trying to bring her back into the body. So then, in a sense, what you try to do is try to do the normal day-to-day things. Try to find the joy and the peace and the bliss that you're looking for, you know what I mean, in the ordinary. Because really, at the end of the day, what happens is liberation, awakening happens, and it booms, it plays up, and then you realize nothing is ever the same. It's like, in a sense, facing everything truly. It's not ethereal, it's not something spiritual. So if you're going to work, be the best possible worker you could possibly be, because in a sense, there's almost like a wanting to be so much more excellent in the moment, to actually try and really do the best possible thing you do. I've said in previous interviews, on a moment by moment basis, you're becoming, you're going deeper and deeper into an awareness which is literally limitless, and you try to, in a sense, become so much more at what you do. So I'm trying to do better videos. I'm trying to talk better. I'm just talking slower, whereas before I would have talked a lot faster. I'm trying to clarify ideas and put them forward, but then simplify them even further, because what you find is as you carry on going, there's a process of simplification, and elimination of everything that's irrelevant. So in that sense, even throw out the whole idea of awakening, and just in a sense just travel into this awareness, even though the awareness is here and now. For many people, as I said at a talk the other day, for many people even that awareness of here and now has to be, in a sense, traveled to be deep and to be realized further and further, because realization is always happening. So go back into the ordinary, see the miracle in the ordinariness, and then just deepen it, center it, like bring it here, so to speak. And that's one of the things that we're doing at the moment. So it is little things like, okay, well, it can be as simple as clean up your room, simple as clean up your house, make sure you eliminate any problems that you have at work more efficiently. And what you find is as you go more into yourself, you realize that in healing yourself and in coming into yourself and being yourself, what you find is that everything seems to work and everything just integrates, because it all centers where you are. Because remember, it's your liberation. You're the geographical location for this, whatever this is, talking, expression or whatever. So that's the bit you can control. Yes, I can turn around and say, well, everything is me. But in taking my part of the pie, I can actually, in a sense, kind of, in a sense, help others as well by my reaction to it all. So it's amazing how when you're walking down the street and you smile at someone, it's incredible, how you can change their day. But you're responsible, you're able to do that. Well, I suppose responsibility is a bit, like too much of a word for some people, but you realize that there's a very real difference that you can make. I was talking to a young man last night, and it was about, how the world is like, it's going apart, and I hear this a lot. And yes, I'm aware that things are going, like Pete Tong in a big way. However, your reaction to it can actually obviously look to do something, because we do sometimes in the spiritual community, by saying it's all this, it's all that and everything, suffer from a bit of a spiritual laziness. Well, it's all just happening, so there's nothing I can do. But there is a very real sense of something that you can do. It's, when it's just all happening, you've seen the void and you've just seen the emptiness of it all, and it is all just this. And then as you travel further, you kind of realize, well, hold on, there's so much more. And then you start deepening into it. That's I suppose, the fullness of the void. So the thing is, what happens is, yes, awakenings are almost, in a sense, seeing the whole and going, wow. But if you took your time with it, stopped whacking the mind in there, trying to control it, be it, and allowing it to just, in a sense, like I say in other things, following the trail, there's a deepening of what you truly are. Then you start seeing that you're so much more. Then you start seeing that there's so, your limits aren't real, and you're capable of doing so much more. So in a sense, to integrate it, come into yourself, that which is truly you. You know what I mean? And hold on, and also constantly let go as well. Hold on to you, to what you are. Be authentic, be real, and be true to yourself. Never compromise on yourself. Hold on to that which is good, which is true about you, but at the same time let go. And in that letting go and everything, even of the experience, and even of the talking of the experience, and even of the talking of the experience, or whatever, ultimately this finishes, and ultimately this just stops. And all it is just a process. Because yes, we do have a lot of people who are now kind of wanting to follow the direct path, and it's just this, that's it, end of story. And then what you find is invariably those people then move on from that. Kind of, yeah, it is just this, but because it's a multifaceted diamond, this thing called life, and to see it through the prism of one part of the diamond, I suppose, doesn't really do it justice. So yeah, we've gone kind of around the block here with this one. But yes, with the integration awakening, bring it into you, bring it into what you truly are. And what you truly are, is perfect, and it's whole, and it's changeless. But there is that stuff on the surface, what I mean, the thoughts, the ideas, the feelings, the emotions, and just in a sense let that go, and constantly let that go. So I hope that helped. Like I said, I mean, I've met a lot of people recently who've been having some, have had some amazing awakenings and looking to, in a sense, kind of resolve the seeking and stuff. So I will be doing more stuff about this, but it just felt right to put something down, in whatever shape, way, form, at this moment in time. And no doubt I will come back to and revisit it. I was gonna do a video on another idea, another subject, but then just thought, well, no, I've been wanting to do this thing about this integration of awakening, just to kind of throw some ideas out there. So thank you so much to everybody who listens. I've been getting some incredible messages recently from people who really appreciate what I do, and that's, to me, it really is humbling that people are now, like, obviously kind of, and are appreciating what I do, and it gives me, that confidence to carry on. So thank you. There's a few characters, and you know who you are as you're watching this video, that who I'm referring to, and I'm truly grateful for you being here. So yes, I will be doing other videos. If you do have a question about a topic or something that you're struggling with, great, do drop me a question. Sometimes I do, what I do is I'll send you a written response, but I may just from now on, I think for the benefit of others as well, start recording more videos about the questions I get as well. So I'm sure that will kind of help in some way, shape or form. But wherever you are, do have a good day. Please do subscribe to the channel. Please do share these videos, let people know, because one of the reasons for starting this many years ago was the fact that I did seriously think that, hold on, I was the only one having these great ideas, and it was like very strange not being able to go into my local place of worship and talk to the priest. But I've found that there's a lot of people who are coming to terms with what they truly are, and becoming what they truly are. So it's good on this journey to be meeting people. I see some incredible people, and I meet some incredible people, and I hear some incredible stories, and for that I'm truly blessed. So there you go. So subscribe to the channel. Drop me a message whenever. Let us know what's happening in your world. There are talks happening all over the country. If you just go onto my website, fallingintothemystery.com, that's always got events and stuff. There is a plan as it gets bigger to hopefully start kind of going more overseas as well, because there are obviously lots of friends I'm now making via social media that I've promised faithfully that I will come and visit, and I will. And yeah, future's looking good. So wherever you are, have a good one. Stay lucky, stay blessed, and I shall see you on the next video.